And welcome to Bible and Body in a Year, day 260. We are going to be doing Proverbs 27 through 29 today, 2 Corinthians 9 and 10, and doing leg exercises. Let's get started.
Proverbs 27.
All right, warming up with air
Boast not
squats.
thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than
Butt
number.
kicks.
Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than
And
secret love.
Chinese.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The full soul loatheth an
Okay.
honeycomb, but to the hungry
Again,
soul
air squats.
every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend
Butt kicks.
forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. My son, be wise, and make my heart glad,
Chinese.
that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are
Come on.
punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger,
All right.
and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He
Get
that
it.
blesseth
Start.
his friend with a loud
Squats.
voice, rising early in the morning,
Set one
it shall be
squats.
counted a curse to him.
Deadlifts.
A continual
and
dropping in a very
glories.
rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand which betrayeth itself. Iron
Yeah,
sharpeneth
Solomon
iron,
knew all about
so
contentious
a
women.
man sharpeneth the
That
countenance of
was.
his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water, face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied.
Good.
As the refining pot for silver, and the furnace for gold, so is a man
Good
to his
viewers on
praise.
flat.
Though thou shouldst bray a fool,
can also
and
do that on
water
the
among
edge.
wheat with a pestle,
Have a step.
yet will not his foolishness
there.
depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation? The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered.
Okay.
The lambs are for
Again.
thy clothing, and the
Squats.
goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. Proverbs
Deadlift
28.
down.
The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. For the transgression of a land many are the princes thereof.
Squeeze at the
But by a
top.
man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. The poor man that oppresseth the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaveth no food. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand
There.
not judgment,
Woo.
but they that seek the
Heel
Lord
raises.
understand all things. Better
And
is
one
the
more
poor
time
that
through.
walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth
Okay.
his substance,
Last time
he
through.
shall gather it
Squats.
for him that will pity the poor.
And actually, we're not going to
He that
use the
turneth away
weights
his
much
ear
more.
from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession.
Forward bend.
The rich
Deadlift.
man is wise in his own conceit, but the poor that hath understanding searcheth him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people.
Okay.
The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor.
Gonna be
But he
down.
that hateth covetousness shall prolong his
Reverse
days.
hamstring curls.
A man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall
Side
flee
plank
to the pit.
abduction.
Let
And
no man
bridges.
stay
So
him.
put your feet under something heavy.
Whoso walketh
Into the
uprightly shall be
couch.
saved.
Chair with a
But
bunch of
he that
weight
is
on.
perverse in his
Here we
ways
go.
shall fall at
Down.
once. He that
Shut.
tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain persons shall have poverty enough. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. To have respect of persons is not good, for a piece of bread that man will transgress. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. He that rebuketh a man afterwards shall find more favour than he that flattereth with the tongue. Whoso robbeth his father or his
Got it.
mother, and saith, It is no
Okay.
transgression, the
On your
same
side.
is the companion of a destroyer.
Side plank.
He that is of a
Lift that upper
proud
leg.
heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered.
Side. Lift.
He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack,
Come
but
on.
he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase.
And bridges. So I guess we do need the weight one more time. Hook
Proverbs
line.
29.
Lift the bottom.
He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. The king by
Okay,
judgment
back.
establisheth the land,
Heavy spot.
but he
Feet
that
underneath.
receiveth gifts overthroweth it. A man that flattereth
Reverse
his neighbor
curls.
spreadeth a net for his feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. Scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. A wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rate or laugh, there is no rest. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul.
Good.
A fool uttereth all his mind,
On your side.
but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards.
Modified or full plank.
If a ruler
Lift.
hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. The poor and deceitful man meet together. The Lord lighteneth both their eyes. The king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established
I can
forever.
do it.
The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself
Hard
bringeth
to
his mother
choose.
to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest, yea,
Way to
he
go.
shall give delight unto thy
Bridges.
soul. For there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. The servant will not be corrected by words, but though he understand, he will not answer. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child
Okay.
shall have him become his son at the
One
length.
more time.
An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold
Down.
the
Reverse
humble in
curls.
spirit. Whoso is partner with a thief
Trying for
hateth his
10.
own soul. He heareth cursing, and betrayeth it not. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and
Okay.
he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
We're going with side plank. And lift.
2 Corinthians 9. For as touching the ministering to the saints, it is superfluous for me to write to you. For I know the forwardness of your mind, for which I boast of you to them of Macedonia, that Achaia was ready a year
Other
ago,
side.
and your zeal hath provoked very many. Yet have I sent to the brethren, lest our boasting of you should be in vain in this behalf, that as I said, ye may be ready, lest haply if they of Macedonia come with me, and find you unprepared, we, that we say not ye, should be ashamed in this
Okay.
same confident boasting.
Bridges.
Therefore,
Go on to
I thought it
your
necessary
abs.
to exhort the brethren that they would go before unto you, and make up beforehand your bounty, whereof ye
Weight
had
on the
noticed
pelvis.
before,
Lift the bottom,
that the same might be
squeeze the
ready
tush.
as a matter of bounty, and not as of covetousness. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly,
Hey,
or
last
of
set. Sit-ups.
necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace
Be in
abound
Russian
toward you,
twist.
that ye, always having
Eh?
all sufficiency in all things,
go.
may abound to every good work. As it is written, he hath dispersed abroad, he hath given to the poor, his righteousness remaineth forever. Now he that ministereth seed to the sower, both minister bread for your food, and multiply your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness.
Scissor V.
Being enriched
Sit
in
back.
everything to all bountifulness,
Crisscross
which
the
causeth
legs.
through us thanksgiving to God. For the administration of this service
Had to
not
get the
only
adductor
supplieth
some
the
other
want
day.
of the saints, but is abundant also by many thanksgivings unto God. Whiles by the experiment of this ministration they glorify God for your professed subjection unto the gospel of Christ,
And into a low
and
V.
for your liberal
Or
distribution
twist.
unto them, and unto all men, and by their prayer for you, which long after you, for the exceeding grace of God in you. Thanks be unto God for his unspeakable gift.
Back to sit-ups.
2 Corinthians 10. Now I, Paul, myself beseech you, by the meekness and gentleness of Christ, who in presence am base among you, but being absent am bold toward you. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ, and having in a readiness
Wait if
to
you want, I
revenge
might.
all disobedience when your obedience
See,
is
you think
fulfilled. Do ye look on
Just a
things
little one.
after the outward appearance? If any man trust to himself that he
OB.
is Christ's, let him of himself
Over
think
twist.
this again, that as he is Christ's, even so are we Christ's. For though I should boast
Okay.
somewhat more
One
of
more.
our authority,
Sit-ups.
which the Lord hath given us for edification, and not for your destruction, I should not be ashamed, that I may not seem as if I would terrify you by letters. For his letters say they are weighty and powerful, but his bodily presence is weak, and his speech contemptible. Let such an one think this, that such as we are in word by letters when we are absent,
Good.
such will we be also
Maybe last
indeed
time.
when we are present. For we dare not make ourselves of the number, or compare ourselves with some that commend themselves, but they measuring themselves by themselves, and comparing themselves among themselves, are not wise. But we will not boast of things
Those
without our
abs
measure,
My
but according to the measure of the rule which God hath distributed to us,
Do the
a
twist
measure
and
to
stretch.
reach even unto you. But we stretch not ourselves beyond our measure, as though we reached not unto you. For we are come as far as to you also in preaching the gospel of Christ, not boasting of things without our measure, that is,
those
of other
flexors.
men's labors, but having
I'm tired.
hope when your your faith is increased, then
That's
we shall
good. Let's
enlarge
stretch
by
quads
you
to start.
according to our rule abundantly.
Grab that
To
foot
preach the
behind.
gospel in the regions beyond you, and not to boast in another man's line of things made ready to our hand. But he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord.
Other
Not
side.
he that commendeth himself is approved, but whom the Lord commendeth.
Oh, very nice. Hope you enjoyed. Go down for hamstrings. Don't forget to get a little more in today. So you get the full 150 minutes a week. Into forward lunge. And because they need to be done wall calves, and side lunge. Good job. Jump back up. We'll see you tomorrow for arms. Have a great day.